In a tiny village surrounded by green hills lived a little boy named Milo. Milo loved two things more than anything in the world: mangoes. Milo was walking home when he saw something shining behind the old garden wall. His eyes became as big as dinner plates. There it was, a golden mango glowing under the moon. Milo jumped backward. The mango became serious and said, "Whoa!" Milo looked at the enormous hill in the distance. It was dark, it was steep, and it was covered in thick forest. Milo looked at the mango and said, "That sounds terrifying." I said, "It sounds terrifying." I didn't say I wouldn't go. Milo put the magical mango inside his little backpack. Then he entered the forest. Suddenly, two glowing eyes appeared in the bushes. Milo jumped backward. The rabbit introduced herself as Ruby and said, "Where are you going?" Milo and Ruby continued their journey. Soon they reached a deep river. There was only one way across, an old wooden bridge, but half of it was broken. Milo looked at the moon and said, "We can't give up now." He noticed some strong vines hanging from a tree. An idea popped into his head. He and Ruby tied the vines around the broken bridge. Milo and Ruby stepped forward. One step, two steps, three. Milo pulled himself up. They finally made it across. Milo smiled and said, "We did it." At the top of the hill, the forest suddenly became completely silent. The giant creature stepped into the moonlight. Milo froze. Ruby hid behind him. The creature blinked and said, "Why would I eat you?" Milo said, "Because you're a giant scary monster." The creature looked down at itself and said, "Oh." Then it smiled and said, "I'm not a monster." The moonlight revealed a giant fluffy bear. Milo smiled and said, "I'm not a monster." The moonlight revealed a giant fluffy bear. Milo smiled and said, and from that day forward, Milo remembered something very important. Sometimes the greatest treasures aren't the things we keep for ourselves. They are the things we share with others. The next morning, Milo returned to the village. But something amazing had happened. Mango trees were growing all around the village, and everyone had delicious mangoes to eat. Milo smiled and said, "It's a long story." Ruby whispered, "A very long story." Bruno, who had followed them home, raised his paw and said, "And a very scary one." Everyone laughed. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more adventures. Subscribe for more bite-sized AI insights. For more lessons like this, subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you never miss a video. Once research starts, the system can search for relevant information, analyze what it finds, and refine the research direction as it goes. It isn't necessarily following a rigid script. If the initial research reveals an important issue, the system can investigate that issue further. Eventually, it can bring those findings together into a structured report with citations. That's what makes deep research particularly useful. Instead of asking, "What's the answer?" you're asking the AI to perform something closer to